Good evening, dear students. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a descriptive paragraph. Let's start. Now, let's see what the purpose of a descriptive paragraph is. When you want to make your reader feel like they are experiencing what you are writing about by using sensory language, you are in fact writing a descriptive paragraph. You could describe your favorite dish or a horrible storm or a room in your house. These are some examples for a topic of a descriptive paragraph that you want to write about. Like other kinds of paragraphs, a descriptive paragraph has three important parts. There is a clear topic sentence with a controlling idea. Then the body of the paragraph that includes the supporting sentences. Here we have reasons. So you want to support the controlling idea that appeals to our senses. You could appeal to your reader's sight, hearing, smell, taste, or touch. And lastly, we finalize our paragraph by writing a concluding sentence. This is the structure of the descriptive paragraph. It's similar to other kinds of paragraphs. For example, if you compare it with a process paragraph, you see that in a descriptive paragraph, we deal with reasons, while in a process paragraph, there are steps to be done. But both have a topic sentence and a concluding sentence. So there is a difference between the body of these two kinds of paragraphs, but all together have the same structure. Now let's start with the topic sentence. It is where you want to tell the reader what your topic is and why you are writing about it. After topic sentence, we have reasons. They are focused on the controlling idea, why, and they give specific details to give the reader better understanding. And you finalize your paragraph using a concluding sentence where you want to restate your topic sentence. So using different words, but the same main idea. A topic sentence is your first sentence of the paragraph. It includes the topic and the controlling idea. The topic is what you are writing about, and the controlling idea is why you are writing about that topic, what you want the reader to experience. Here is an example. My favorite childhood dish was my mom's chicken marbella. So in this topic sentence, my favorite childhood dish is the topic, and chicken marbella is the controlling idea. All together make the topic sentence. Here are a couple more examples. You see the topic and the controlling idea. My home library is the topic, and perfect place to relax is the controlling idea. In the next example, there is also a topic and a controlling idea. After the topic sentence, we want to write reasons to support our topic sentence. So this is the body of the paragraph. In fact, it is the meat of your paragraph. It is where you want to describe what you want the reader to experience. You can use specific details that appeal to your reader's senses, such as sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. So you will write sentences that are filled with sensory language, descriptive adjectives, and prepositions of location. I will go over how to do this in the next few slides. Writing a good descriptive paragraph means that you want to appeal to your readers' senses through using all or some of these adjectives. They appeal to your reader's senses. I mean your reader's sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. But how we do this? Let's look at an example for each of the senses. When you want to appeal to your reader's sight and you want to describe Lake Michigan, you could use royal blue, massive, turbulent. If you want to appeal to your reader's hearing and you want to describe highway traffic, you could use adjectives like roaring, buzzing, droning. If you want to appeal to your reader's smell and you describe a clean laundry, so you could use adjectives like fresh, floral, and pleasant. And if you want to appeal to your reader's touch and you want to describe Kentucky bluegrass, so you could use adjectives like smooth, dense, and soft. And finally, when you want to appeal to your reader's taste, you describe banana bread. You could use adjectives such as sweet, buttery, and delectable. So that's a good idea to spice your paragraph up through using adjectives. Adding adjectives to your sentences gives your paragraph flavor. They help the reader experience what exactly you are writing about. For example, if you write a sentence like this, she used 2 pounds of chicken for this recipe, it might be a dull one and it is boring. But when you add adjectives to your paragraph and you write your paragraph with some adjectives such as fresh, organic, and delicious, as you see in this example, she used 2 pounds of fresh organic chicken for this delicious recipe. So you avoid your sentence of being boring. It definitely gives the reader the sense of taste and more details. Another way to make your sentences clear and easier to understand is using a simile. A simile makes a comparison between 2 things by using the words like or as. We use similes to make our writing more descriptive and easier to imagine. For example, the juicy chicken meat melted in your mouth like warm butter. So we have compared melting juicy chicken in the mouth with warm butter. So it makes understanding more easier. Another example, the lion was as loud as the freight train. So you have used the voice of a lion. You have compared a lion's voice with a freight train, and it makes the sentence being understood by the reader very easily. Now let's take a look at this sample paragraph. Let's read together. My favorite childhood dish was my mom's chicken marbella. The meat always came from our local poultry store named Harrison's. Choose 2 pounds of fresh organic chicken for this delicious recipe. I can still remember the sweet smells of melting apricots and dates mixed with savory scents of garlic, capers, and olives. When the dish was baking in the oven, it reminded me of walking past an exotic restaurant during dinner time. I loved to sit in the kitchen and engulf in these enticing aromas. Once cooked, the dark, crispy skin of this chicken combined with the soft round apricots, dates, olives, and capers looked like a feast fit of royalty. It was difficult to wait for that first bite, but it was worth it because the juicy chicken melted in your mouth like warm butter. Now, when I cook this fabulous recipe, I forever remember my mother and how her chicken marpella was so special. As you see in this paragraph, I have used lots of adjectives such as fresh, organic, delicious, sweet, savory, exotic, enticing, dark, crispy, soft, round, juicy, warm, and finally fabulous. I have also used a simile to make the sentences easier to understand, such as like a feast fed of royalty, like warm butter. So that's a good idea to spice your paragraph through using adjectives and similes. Another way to make your sentences as clear as possible is using prepositions of location. Sometimes when we write descriptive paragraphs, we use prepositions of location. These help the reader understand exactly what a person or thing is in relation to someone or something else. Again, it is specific language that gives the writer more power to describe and create an idea in the mind of the reader. So you could use prepositions of location like on the right, on the left, on top of, in back of, in front of, next to, beside, between, behind, by, inside, near, at, above, and finally across from. Now let's take a look at the second paragraph, where we have used prepositions of place to describe our sentences and to make them easier to understand. My home library is the perfect place to relax. When you first enter the room, the dark blue walls draw you in and make you feel at peace. A bookcase filled from top to bottom stands at the far end of the room, inviting anyone to come and grab a book. Next to this majestic red bookcase is the leather couch. It is well worn so that it feels comfortable the minute you sit down. It is perfect for resting or reading or daydreaming. The cozy armchair is across from the couch. And by the window, this is another wonderful place to sit because when the sunlight hits the chair, it warms your soul. Behind the armchair is a lush fern in a terracotta planter. In between the couch and the armchair is a round wooden coffee table with a beautiful straw basket in the middle, and on the floor is a faded Persian rug. This gives the room the warmth that makes you want to stay for a while. But it's time for some peace and quiet at home. The library is the only room that I want to be in. As you see in this paragraph, I have used lots of prepositions of place to make the sentences easier to understand and to help the reader to know where things or people are exactly. In fact, when the people or things exactly are. So I have used at the far end of the room next to this, across from the couch, by the window, behind the armchair, a terracotta planter, between the couch and the armchair, in the middle, and the floor. And finally, we explain the conclusion sentence. It is the last sentence of the paragraph, where you restate the topic sentence and wrap up your paragraph. So when the topic sentence is, my favorite childhood dish was my mom's chicken marbella, we conclude our paragraph by using a conclusion sentence like, now when I use this fabulous recipe, I forever remember my mother and how her chicken marbella was so special. So I have restated the topic sentence through using new words but similar ones, and also adding some other words that finalize the paragraph in a better way. Let's take a look at another example for a conclusion sentence. My home library is the perfect place to relax. The conclusion sentence could be, when it's time for some peace and quiet at home, the library is the only room that I want to be. So instead of a perfect place to relax, I have used a place for peace and quiet. Let's review what we have explained by far. So at the beginning of a descriptive paragraph, we have a clear topic sentence with a controlling idea. Then we support the topic sentence, especially the controlling idea that appeals to our senses. And we use adjectives, similes, and prepositions of place to do this. And finally, we use the concluding sentence that restates our topic sentence. You can do it. Now, I hope you know how to write a clear and effective descriptive paragraph. Good luck.